Good evening from O'Fallon High School. It's the IHSA 4A Pekin Sectional Semifinals, and it's Blue Devil basketball postseason style right here on mechasportsco.com. And welcome, I'm Jeff Wellman on this Tuesday night. It's the second round of the action here as the regionals were up last week, and the Blue Devils won a regional title. They're third in a row. They're 62nd all-time, which still holds the record, and why. When you talk about Mecca Sports and the Mecca of high school basketball, you can throw that one in there as well. They are in rare air with their 30th victory. Only four other teams for the Blue Devils have gotten 30 victories over their career, and all four of them got first, and second, as the 1934 team went 31-2, 79 went 32-1, 81 33-0, and then we turn around 82 32-1. But the Devils are 2-0, and so are their opponents, the Belleville West Maroons. They are the 7th seed. A usual 2 versus 7 is the first round. This will be the first round of the sectionals. They're a dangerous 19-13 team, much like O'Fallon or Alton. And, of course, breaking that down and telling us all about it as well, Coach Pettit, as we're here in our favorite home away from home. We've been here for 4 games so far this year with the Quincy High Blue Devil girls, 2 at the beginning of the season, and also 2 at the end of the season in the postseason action. So we got a good one here tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got a Belleville West team that's probably the hottest team, and maybe the best league, in the state of Illinois, the Southwestern Conference. They come in 19-13, 4-8. They got 6th place. The Blue Devils played the 7th place team in the first round of the regionals, and I'll be honest with you, got lucky, with the last second drive and kick with the basket, to score it. So this is going to be a tough game tonight. Hopefully the Blue Devil fans then come down and think, okay, this is going to be a 15-point win, because I think it's going to be a dogfight the whole way through.
And, of course, blue is in these seats here as the colors blue, a little different than the Blue Devil blue, and there's a good tendency already. Hey,
not too much different, though. It's pretty close.
And we talked to Coach a little bit before the ball game, and let's hear what Coach Douglas had to say. And welcome back to the pregame show powered by QHS Honda and QHS Hyundai. With me, head coach of the Blue Devils, Andy Douglas. And let's go ahead and we've had a couple days off here. And first of all, go back to last week. Congratulations on the 3rd straight regional and the 62nd all-time for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Still on top. You got to love that. But guys played well in the second half, well enough to pull it out against a tough O'Fallon team. We got to do a heck of a lot better tonight.
We talked about defense and focused on that, but offensively we really got some balance out there. Thomas had 15, 3 guys with 8, Wires, Brown, and Longcore, and Don Clay off the bench with 7. Some nice balance from our scoring.
Yeah, it was, and it was much needed. I thought we did a really good job middle of the 3rd, 4th quarter of getting the ball moving, number one. Finding open guys, attacking when we could. Ralph did a really good job of being aggressive, going to the rim, and got the momentum shifted in our favor. And once we were able to turn the pressure up a little bit defensively, it helped us get off of our heels, get them back on theirs, and we went into attack mode after that. Guys looked good.
Well, I got in my car today and drove to Pekin. Wasn't there, so I came to O'Fallon, where we're playing our first round game here. We're very familiar. It's a very nice gym, and I like playing down here. Belleville West, of course, they're the 7th seed. That's a normal 2 versus 7 first rounder. Glad to take them right here. And I tell you, what I see is 5 guys who can score. They're all small. Kind of remind me a little bit about O'Fallon.
Very similar. Very similar to, Rocky style of play, Alton style of play, O'Fallon style of play. So, this is another game defensively where we have, it sounds like a broken record, but where we have to keep guys in front. The better job we do of keeping the ball in front of us, keeping guys out of the paint where they really like to create, the better chance we have. And, mix that in with what we need to do offensively and what we need to do consistently offensively, not just wait until the second half hits, but from the start on, get the ball moving, make their defense shift a little bit, and then find holes, which they definitely have some, find those holes to attack and create.
And like many times, we start inside out, and our big man inside is the big man on the court tonight, and hopefully ride Keyshawn for a while.
We have to. He's whether or not he's scoring, that was a discussion we had with our guys multiple times this year and a couple times down the stretch. Whether or not he scores 50 points a game is irrelevant. The ball has to go through him. The way he passes, the way he sees the floor, what that does to the defense, a defense like Belleville West that's going to potentially send double teams at him at times, it's going to lead to open shots for us. So the ball has to go through him and also has to go through Camden Brown and Bradley Longcore inside posting up some too. But we just got to be a little more aggressive than we have been in the first half of the last couple games.
It is kind of weird to beat a team out of the regionals and then have to go play on their floor. Nice thing is, a lot of blue here, so it makes you feel at home a little bit.
That's Blue Devil Blue tonight. we'll take it.
And I'm sure some people will be supporting us. I expect a good crowd tonight. We had a great crowd the other night from Quincy. It'd be nice to fill the stands tonight, too.
No doubt about it, man. Quincy's Quincy, man. We have a great following. The Blue Nation out there that follows us and cheers us on. We couldn't do it without them.
Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you in the postgame.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And that's Andy Douglas. His comments are powered by Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai. Up next, it's the Blue Devils and the Maroons. It's the Pekin Sectional in O'Fallon right here on mechasportsco.com. And
we're putting the fun back in refund here at Kunis Honda in Quincy. It's that time of year to put your tax refund to good use with a new vehicle. We have the area's best selection of new Hondas and pre-owned vehicles for every budget. Plus, our Fresh Start program can get you approved regardless of your credit situation. Put the fun back in your refund at Kunis Honda of Quincy on North 36th Street.
we are back here at O'Fallon getting ready as the Blue Devils took the court and had some booing going on over here from, of course, the visiting team, and they're right in front of us, as it will be actually the visiting team wearing our blue in this ball game.
Speaking of a target on your back, wherever we go, that's what happens.
Devils, of course, two good ball games in the regionals, 48-47 against Alton, 49-42 against O'Fallon. And, of course, this Belleville West team is familiar with going to state. They had state titles in 18 and 19 as they went 32-2 and 34-4. And, of course, if you remember that, they had a guy, E.J. Liddell, as the star on there. And, of course, we've got a Liddell leading the way on this team as well. The one of two number 7 teams still around. The other one, Rockton Hononegah.
Well, and the thing I look at about this Belleville West team is they're very hot right now. They beat a good Belleville East team twice, last 5 games. Alton they beat, Edwardsville they beat, and then they play Collinsville, in the regional finals, double overtime, and, 58-56. So this is a good ball club. We're going to have to come out and bring our, A game, in order to beat them.
And for those who are tuning in right now and you're checking us out, we got the scoreboard and we've got the banners and part of the ceiling because this is a National Federation of High School and IHSA the rights to the game, so they will have the video. But as you can always do, have the video and turn up the volume on mechasportsco.com. Coach, looking at the two sectionals that are definitely the strongest. There were 3 sectionals without a top 10 team in it. We had one with Gurney in it at number 8. We have one with Curie in it at number 2, and we also have a sectional with Homewood Flossmoor at number 1. But the Pekin sectional has team number 5, 6, would have been 7, although Collinsville lost to Belleville East, and Moline at 15, but they were in the top 10.
Oh, yeah.
And you go, what a sectional, but how about the Aurora East sectional? Bolingbrook's number 3, Downers Grove North is number 4, Bennett Academy's number 9, Wabanzi Valley number 10. So the 2 best sectionals out there.
But they'll feed into, the super, I believe that, where's that at? That's at Redbird Arena, if I'm not mistaken. So the winner of the Aurora East will play the winner of this sectional, which is, I guess, called the Pekin/O'Fallon sectional. And, it's like, that's going to be one heck of a super, no matter who gets there. I
did not look in as the games were going in there. What I was looking at is some of the great games in the past as we get ready for Pekin and to maybe head up to Pekin out there. And, we've talked about different years going to state and all that. Sometimes the team has never made it to state, and one of those times was the super sectional back in 1968, I believe it was. Or no, it was 67. It was Springfield against Quincy, double overtime at WIU. Springfield would go on to third place that year. The Devils were 25-4. Billy Gay had 34 points. Kenny Holtz had 16. And a guy named Don Clay had 9. And on the other side, Dave Robish, who went on to play in the professionals, he had 47 in that double overtime game there. And then, of course, the Devils come back the next year with a 23-9 team. They lose to overtime against Galesburg, 61-60. I think in that game, Rick Hickman had 17, Kenny Holtz had 12, and the young Jeff Stolberg had 11. And a year later, I think he has 28 in the next game. But there's 2 back-to-back games where double overtime and overtime, and we couldn't get out of the Supers.
The only double overtime I think about is 1972 semifinal with Aurora East and the Blue Devils led by Larry Moore, Jimmy Westman, and Bobby Spear. That was a heck of a team.
And that was a good team there. And, of course, that wore the legs out a little bit when you came up for the next game against what they've arguably said the best team ever.
Well, yeah. I mean, with Buckner and Thornridge team.
Time for our national anthem, and here we go. And our national anthem from O'Fallon High School. They do a great job down here. Corey Patton, of course, leading the way as the athletic director. And the lights are out. The spotlights are on right to the side of us as we'll get ready for starting lineups here in a second. Hey, shout-outs there. Of course, Larry O'Hara. Happy birthday to Larry down in Texas. You always get to mention when it's your birthday. Also, while we're in Texas, Jake Moore down in San Antonio. A shout-out to Jake. And John Doyle all the way down in Houston. And we'll jump over across the Gulf and say hi to Matt Longo real quick. We missed him in the last game. He'll be coming back to Quincy pretty soon with that Florida tan. And we might as well give a shout out to the West Coast, actually Arizona. Pam Pettit Shepherd's out there, and she's hanging out with Tina Roberts and Shelley Stork Salisbury as well. So a shout out.
That's got to be trouble out there.
Indeed. For the Blue Devils, they're going to be your team they announced first. This should be a good one. The excitement's already here. Devils will start Ralph Wires. He is your senior point guard at 5'10". Camden Brown's a senior, 6'5". He wears number 4. Then we go Tyler Sprick, number 10. He's a 6'3" senior. The MVP of the Western Big Six, Bradley Loncourt the third, 6'4" junior. And rounding out the starting lineup, another junior out there. He's 6'6". Number 42, Keyshawn Thomas.
Well, and like I've been talking about the first 3 games, you know, this is a home crowd for Belleville West. You know, when you look at it, you look at the upper deck, you look at the bottom deck. This is a home crowd. You know, this is a home, or not a home game, but this is a away game for the Blue Devils. This is their 3rd one in a row going through the toughest conference, you know, in the state of Illinois.
And, of course, the Blue Devils are coached by Andy Douglas, assisted by Bruce Bonas, Ryan Brown, and Tom Lepper, wearing their road blue trimmed in white, looking good out there in that spotlight there for the Devils. And, of course, the home team, they'll be the Maroons out of Belleville West. 2 Maroon teams in the sectional. The other one being up in the Quad Cities at Wharton Fieldhouse. That's the defending state champions, the Maroons out of Moline. We talk about this lineup, too. We got 5 guys averaging 7.5 points or more on it, and it's a team around 5'11" to 6'3".
Well, I like the sophomores' numbers. What's his name? Kankins, 9-4 a game, almost 5 boards a game. Leads the team in assists at 2.5 and a second in steals at 1.3. The seniors, hopefully that's what you have. In high school that the seniors are going to lead. But they say they got 4 seniors. Well, they've got 7 seniors in their top 8. And the sophomores got some pretty good numbers. But we'll see. I think the Blue Devils' key tonight, make sure you're going inside the Keyshawn, working it inside out, because I don't know if they have anybody that can stop him underneath the basket.
And let's get your lineup here for the Maroons. They'll number 0, Jarius Winters Jr. He's a 6'1 senior. Jordan Lacey wears number 1. He is a 6-foot senior. And you go Brandon Scott wearing number 4, a 5'11 senior. Nicholas Hankins Jr. heard Coach talking about the sophomore, 6'1". And Miles Liddell wears number 12. He is a 6'2 senior. The head coach from the Maroons, Mr. Alex Schobert. And we are ready to get going here as the Devils will work right to left on your dial. Camden Brown in the center circle. On the other side, in the center circle, Miles Liddell. And we are ready. Of course, they're in their home white trimmed in maroon. And Liddell wins the tip. Here's the first shot of the game, no good, and rebounded by Keyshawn Thomas. Good defense by Wires, came in on the shot. In transition, left corner, down on the block. Keyshawn makes a move. He had it there for a moment. Posted up, gets out in front. And knocking the ball away is Liddell. Liddell got it around the waist.
Keyshawn brought it down that time. He needs to keep the ball up.
Glad to be with us. Jeff Wellman, Dave Pettit, MeccaSportsCo.com for this sectional semifinal. On the right side, Bird with the basketball. Devils in their man-to-man, playing a lot more of that this part of the season than their 1-2-2. But they do change back and forth. To the right side it goes Lacey. He's got the ball with Thomas on him. Trying to post up. They're trying to post Wires up now. Lacey takes the drive to the basket, no good. Thomas tips it, Sprick tips it, and long court comes away. BL3 to the right side. Sprick brings it out with the dribble, stops. And Wires will get the ball and bring it back out to the center circle.
Good patience by the Blue Devils on transition offense.
Camden Brown to the left side, but lazy pass taken away there by Hankins. Hankins goes in. Good defense out there, but Hankins slides to the opposite side, and the first bucket of the game goes to the Maroons.
Camden was trying to line that up for a block, and the Hankins took it right to him.
Strong to the hole. Almost good. It went off the iron, and Longcore is going to shoot 2. Our first foul of the ball game will go against the Maroons. And it looked like maybe on the drive, but there goes Bradley back to the center circle.
Good sign for the Blue Devil offense, taking the ball to the hole, first couple of possessions.
Dalen Bird committed the first foul. He wears number 24, averaging about 7.5 a game. Longcore misses the first free throw. All the other Devils drop back to half court. Devils' second one up is good. Longcore 1 of 2, and at the 6:32 mark of the first quarter, Devils have their first score down 2-1. Half court set, Wires picking up Scott at top. It goes on the high post, little handoff there. Now quickly passed down low and open on the backdoor cut. On the right block was Miles Lindell for the basket.
Good back screen by Belleville West, nice set.
Devils with a good move to the hole. Good pass there from Longcore and a good move by Keyshawn Thomas. Ball rolled off the iron. Rebound on the weak side. Brandon Scott for the Maroons.
Great set by the Blue Devils, just need to finish.
We had a few of those throughout the season where balls rolled out of the rim early in games. We always made a good comeback in those games.
Well, my big thing is if you don't get fouled, you better make it.
Shot from the outside 3, no good. Weak side rebound on the baseline, Tyler Sprick for the Devils. And here come the Devils down the left side. Longcore through the leg. Popped in the face. And yeah, Longcore was putting the arm out, but he also got popped in the face accidentally on that defense. Devils basketball on the baseline.
The pop in the face was a little more vicious than the elbow out.
Lacey the foul, his first, second on Belleville West. Out of bounds. Brown with a lazy pass there. Stealing the ball. Bird going the other way. Bird misses the shot, but Camden Brown on the foul, his first, the Devils' first, and already Camden's gotten lazy on 2 passes.
Getting back on the transition defensive end, 2 times you could tell he was trying to block the shot. get in front of them, stop them, let your teammates get back to help you on the defensive end.
More importantly, on the offensive end, when you make a pass, zip the ball. This team is like Alton and O'Fallon.
Oh, yeah.
They're short, they're lanky, they get out in the passing lanes, they're quick. So if you think that easy pass is going to be there and you lob it over there, they're heading the other way.
Well, that's a funny thing. They're short, but they're long. Their arms, they're very active. They get them out, and when you got 6'3", 6'2", doing that, it's tough to pass around.
Camden Brown got the rebound on 2 missed free throws there by the Maroons. On the right side, Longcore steps back, 22-footer off the front of the iron, bounced a second time. Brown was in there waiting for it, but it hit the rim the second time. Oh, and Sprick with a little bump out there, no call. Lobs it out, Brown in for the layup. Good job there. Sprick gets a steal, a long assist, and Camden Brown gets the basket.
Well, and I was afraid Camden was going to try to jam that one, and we've seen that a couple times the last game, where they try to jam it, doesn't go in.
Devils down 4-3 just inside 5 minutes of the first quarter. Man-to-man still coming from both teams. Lacey with it, sends it off to the left side. With the drive is Scott. Scott gets all the way to the hole. Thomas went up for some help, but it was too late. Scott had already gotten too deep.
Good, strong, quick move by Scott.
6-3 Belleville West. We got a call down low. Somebody's holding on somebody. Is that not being a little bit ambiguous out there?
Well,
somebody's got somebody.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Keyshawn down the block. I don't think Belleville West has an answer for Keyshawn tonight.
Lydell on the foul, third foul against the Maroons. Devils out of bounds play. Longcourt through the legs on the left wing. Brings it across the court to the right side. Gives it off to Wires. Wires will bring it out high. He's got Scott on him.
I'd like to see the low back screen, get Keyshawn open, or the pick and roll.
There's a pick and roll out high. Wires, he's going to pull it for a 12-footer. Good. Yeah. Ralph Wires goes ahead, sets up. The defense went to Keyshawn. He hits the bucket.
Wide open look from, 12, 13 foot, on the left-hand side. Those, until they come on guard it, then you kick it down low.
And then also you give that.
Just like they did long.
And they give that hesitation like he does too, yep. And then go all the way to the hole if you got your man on him. Couple different options out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Inside 4 minutes, Devils are down 1, back on defense. Wires pushing his man back out around the sideline. Lacey, defense. Almost a 5 call. Skips it over into the right corner. Nobody was there.
Skips over the right corner to a fan from Belleville West.
Yep, Scott and Hankins were both kind of down there, one on the wing and one on the short corner. And that ball's out of bounds. Devils with good D now will get the basketball.
Well, the Devils have hung their hat on the defensive end all year. This game should be no different.
Wires has it in the O of the center circle. He'll come left side. 35 feet from the basket is Keyshawn. Skips it over to the right side. Ralph looked a little bit, made a little step, then backed it out on Scott. Right side Sprick. The short corner, Thomas. Thomas working man-to-man. The spin move, the short hook. Oh, and he gets the roll off there. Good move against Lydell. Thomas gets his first score. Devils take the lead 7-6.
Once again, Belleville West doesn't have an answer for Keyshawn down low on the block.
Down to 3 minutes left in the first quarter as the Devils drop back in their man. Ball on the right side. Bird with the basketball. Took it down to the corner, then brought it back out. He's in trouble. Now a double team with Longcore. Gets it away. Ball's on the floor, and Longcore was trying to take the ball away or at least get a jump ball on Jordan Lacey. And they got him on the arm, so that'll be Bradley's first foul, the second on the Devils. Substitution coming from the Maroons. In the ball game, David Marshall Jr. He's a 6'3 senior, the tallest of that group of scorers.
Good aggressiveness by the Blue Devils on the defensive end with their hands, trying to dig it out low.
Well, we had a box out of bounds play, and getting the ball in the right corner was Liddell, and Liddell just took off dribbling on the baseline, was going to go for a reverse layup, and Ralph Wires reaches in, commits the foul, so Liddell at the line to shoot 2, Wires his first, and the Devils third.
Liddell's a very strong 6'2" senior, very athletic. You need to put a body on him.
Substitution again. Didn't see who came in there. I see him on the lane. We'll catch him as he comes down the court. Liddell hits the free throw. He missed the first one, did he, Coach? Oh, no, he did hit the first. 8-7. The lead for the Maroons in the right corner. Ralph Wires hits from 3. Ralph Wires set up wide open. He hits the 3.
Once again, you get the ball to the lane. kick it out and step into the three without being challenged, you're going to make a lot bigger percentage.
Devils back on defense. Thomas, he picks up Hankins on the left side. 4 on the perimeter. 1 flashing up the high post, that's Marshall. Back to the top of the key on the dribble is Scott. He gets it to Marshall. Marshall tried to work in Sprick. Sprick did a good job of stopping him, and a travel on the pass out. Devils get another turnover. And Blue Devil basketball, 2:06 left in the first.
Good defense by the Blue Devils on that possession. I mean, they got after it and, pressured the ball, and Belleville West finally turned it over.
Devils up 10-8. I got to get my running score adjusted there. Flip-flop there and put one on the wrong side. 2 minutes left. Full court pressure now coming from the Maroons. Camden Brown down the right side to Tyler Sprick. He'll skip it left side. 23 feet from the left side. No good. Sprick gets the weak side rebound. Sprick goes strong to the hole. Double pumps. And Sprick, as soon as he made a beeline to the hole, the defense flew past him, and he had an easy one.
Long shots, long boards.
That was Marshall Jr., I take it, as I heard, Coach.
Yeah.
I missed that one out as they put a quick one up on the board. Devils back on defense.
Devils need to do a better job, in transition defense. That was way too easy.
Now a steal, Liddell going in. Liddell for the score, and we are tied at 12.
Way too easy on the defensive end, and the Blue Devils are turning the ball over. That's not going to help tonight.
1:10 left in the first quarter, 12-12. Wellman and Pettit here on Mecca Sports Co. There we go, taking a lot of chances, West does. Left corner, drive to the basket. And BL3 does a good job of getting Liddell up in the air. And Liddell, instead of just staying in the air, he still tried to block the shot, and that'll be his second foul.
I think we had a foul with the body either way, but he did try to block the shot, and he did a good job of, stopping BL3 from finishing off and then, making it a old-fashioned three.
59.2 as Longcore hits the first. He'll have one more.
I was going to say, the ball's going to the hole tonight. They're getting fouled, and they're going to have to earn it at the free throw line.
Devils so far 2 out of 3. All those have been Longcore's. He's got his fourth one. Next one's up. Is good. That's why I got screwed up, Coach. I'm used to having the Devils on the left side of the board. They're the guests. They're on the right side of the board. Now up 14-12.
Well, we got Dom Clay in.
And we go into the 1-2-2 3-quarter court. Back in the half-court set. Wires will stay at the top. Clay and Longcore at the high post. Sprick and Thomas down at the low 1-2-2. Maroons bring it back out with 40 seconds left in the quarter. Thinking they're looking at maybe one shot. Back to the top, Marshall.
Being down by 2, with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter against the 5th-ranked team in the state of 4A, I'd be happy if I was Belleville was.
Down to 24 seconds left as they bring it out.
Well, a chance to tie and or take the lead.
Lacey's at the top. He'll get the ball now. He'll hand it right back. That goes to Scott. Scott has wires on him. Down to 12 seconds. Longcore now on Lacey. Lacey to the right side. It goes inside. And Sprick does a good job on the foul of making sure that ball comes down. Bird will go to the line to shoot 2, where he just was 0 for 2 earlier in the quarter. For Sprick, it'll be his first foul, and the Devils' fourth with 5.1 left in the first quarter.
Well, and like I said earlier, this is one of those games. If you're going to the hole, you're going to get fouled. You're going to have to earn it at the free throw line.
First one's good, so 1 for 3 right now from Dalen Bird. One more to follow with 5.1. Substitution. Nicholas Hankins Jr. comes back into the ball game, gives Marshall a break.
Like I say, this is a senior-laden team, and they'll go 8 deep. So you'll have a lot of them going in. The only ones is the Hankins that, is a sophomore.
Second one in is good. A substitution there for Bird. He's 2 for 4 right now. We're tied at 14. Devils with it in the backcourt.
5.1, we got to go.
Longcore brings it across. Longcore hesitates. Longcore goes all the way to the hole. No good. Keyshawn's right there. Count it. Keyshawn got the putback. Longcore goes strong, brings 2 Maroons to him. Misses the shot. It comes out front. Keyshawn, offensive board. The putback. We're up 16-14. Nice first quarter, Coach.
Great first quarter. I mean, I mean, we're up by 2, but I still think we could do a lot of things better. Start getting it down to Keyshawn and let's go inside. I don't think they can stop him underneath the basket. So, we got to keep the ball rolling inside and kick it out for the wide open looks and, keep defending like we have been.
We played one quarter. The Devils lead 16-14. It's Wellman and Pettit, and it's megasportsco.com.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Illinois. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Yes, indeed, this is the IHSA, and this is the 4A sectional semifinal. Yeah,
the Pekin sectional at O'Fallon. Let's not forget that.
Indeed, Devils lead 16-14.
As we're doing a little lobbying for the Quincy, I'd like to see a sectional there. That'd be nice next year.
Second quarter ready to start off. Devils have the basketball. It is Wires Longcore, Dom Clay, Tyler Sprick, and Keyshawn Thomas. Little give and go. Good little step in.
Nice pick
and
and roll.
Count it. Oh, my.
Great pick and
They
roll.
called traveling. Keyshawn got the ball and took one step to the basket like a layup and made it. Looking for an and one. They call it off.
I still love the set. Love the set. I mean, you get Keyshawn, 6 foot from the basket with that little baby hook all day long.
Maroons have the basketball. We're in the second quarter, 30 seconds in. On the other side, with the basketball is Brandon Scott. He's back in the lineup. Also at the top of Jordan Lacey. In for the first time, did Rajah Cross. He wears number 3. Here's a turnaround shot. Good defense on the Devils. And that was just a good play and a good shot by Jordan Lacey with a hand in his face.
Great defense, better offense.
We'll get the rest of those two guys for us. Longcourt kicks it to the right corner.
Hit it.
3. Ralph Wires from the corner again, and BL3 with the assist.
Well, I was right on line there, and I saw it go, and I said hit it.
19-16 Devils, inside 7 minutes left in the half. Scott at the top, ball's tipped away. Good job by Keyshawn, got on the floor. Tyler Sprick goes down, has it knocked away, and a follow-up. It would have been good as Longcourt with the tip in, but Sprick got fouled, so Tyler will go to the line. And what I love about that play is Keyshawn got on the floor with some floor burns to knock that ball free.
Well, you had like 3 different parts of that defensive stop. You had Sprick deflecting the ball, Keyshawn diving for the ball, and then picking it up and making the easy transition play. They keep doing that. We may see him Friday night.
Sprick makes the first one. First foul went on Brandon Scott. First foul of the second quarter on either team. 2 fouls on Liddell. He got those in the first quarter and had to sit a little bit. Liddell is back in the lineup. Second free throw by Sprick is good. So the Devils so far 4 out of 6 from the charity stripe, lead 21-16.
Well, I like that they've got 6 free throws here in the first minute plus, or first quarter plus, in this ball game. Keep taking the ball to the hole. Finish.
Bird at the top, kicks it left side. That goes Lacey. Lacey goes inside. Liddell had the ball knocked away. It's on the floor again. And on the floor again is Keyshawn. Longcourt tracks it down. He gets it out to Sprick.
And there's Keyshawn running the floor again.
Sprick takes the 3. And the same guy calls another traveling. He did nothing but dribble and bring his feet together to shoot. That was not a travel. That was just a setup for a shot. Either way, 6:19 left in the first half. Devils 21-16. Wires, Sprick, Clay, Longcourt, and Thomas. Good job of hitting on the floor. Second time in a row, Keyshawn has been on the floor. At the top, Scott has Wires on him.
Now
2 on the high post.
Now Keyshawn's guarding Liddell. Well, we switched off now.
Hankins with it to the right side. Scott, the baseline shot, no good. Rebound, Keyshawn. That was the southpaw from Scott. Across the timeline, Longcourt, he sees, stops, 15 foot.
Perfect.
Just off the front. came off the back and in just like a normal free throw and shooting. But did you notice when he was coming down, Coach, he looked behind. He knew he had Keyshawn as a trailer right behind him.
Well, the thing I look at when you're taking the ball on a fast break down the middle and you're pulling up for a free throw line jump shot or that little 12-footer that we talk about, he went straight up and straight down. So he had control, of his dribble and everything else, before he did it, and it was good.
And while we're in this quick break, hey, it's postseason basketball time, and fast breaks, what do they lead to? They lead to fast rewards, and your fast rewards can lead to great weekly promos at all participating Jiffy Stops. Jiffy Stop has take and bake pizzas right now. Save with your fast rewards card. It's Jiffy Stops with 2 locations in Quincy and also Barry, Pittsfield, Griggsville, Pleasant Hill, and Jacksonville. And we'll give you more details on that take and bake pizzas. Also, you can still get them hot and ready in Pleasant Hill and Jacksonville. And, of course, Coach Pettit will talk about hitting Pleasant Hill up 3 minutes before closing the other night. Inside 6 minutes in the half. 23-16, Devils with a lead. Timeout was taken there by the Maroons. Oh, Keyshawn almost took that ball away. Liddell brings it left side. Hands it off. Hankins, his shot, no good off the side of the board. 3 Devils there for the rebound. Dom Clay takes it. Clay goes in, drags the foot with a little Euro step. Tyler Sprick had the rebound, but they're going to call a foul after Tyler lost the ball. I'm not sure if Tyler stepped on the line. I don't have the baseline in my view.
I can barely see it. But, my thing here, great job by Keyshawn. Bodying up, making the drive hard, and then going back.
So it is still Blue Devil basketball on their baseline. Substitution. Cameron Wires in. Ralph was going off holding that thumb again that he's got all taped up. So Cameron Wires, Sprick, Clay, Longcore, and Thomas. Thomas in the high post. Ball to the right side. Longcore says, come out here, Cameron, and take it and run the offense.
I was going to say, move the basketball, keep space, and run a good set.
Here's a little pick and roll there. Hesitation from Longcore on the floor. He started to slip, but still got a little behind-the-back dribble. He goes again. Now he kicks it right there. A little 14-footer in front. Keyshawn misses, and Keyshawn will be called on the back on that one as Keyshawn tried to keep the ball alive. First one on Keyshawn. First on the Blue Devils in the second quarter.
Well, first one on Keyshawn, as aggressive as he's been, defensively and on the glass, we'll take that all day long with 4:57 to go here in the second quarter.
And we say hi to Dave Platt. He's up there in Quincy. Thought we might see him come down. Maroons with the basketball. Bird turns around, takes the 3, no good.
Good box out.
Sprick comes in and gets it.
And they shoot that long shot. You got to make sure you go out, put a body on somebody, and then get the rebound.
Longcore, the step back for 3. BL3 from 23 off the right side. Bradley's got 5 in the quarter. He's got 7 for the game. More importantly, the Devils on a 10-point run, leading by 10.
Well, it's a good thing to see him start knocking down that 3 and, confidently, going to the hole.
Maroons with the basketball. Devils, other than that spot where they played the 1-2-2, three-quarter court and took it back into the half-court defense, they have been man-to-man. Right side, Liddell. He's going to pull up for 3. His shot is no, but the long rebound to the strong side. Marshall grabs it. Marshall's shot no good, but Liddell's there, no good. 3 looks. Keyshawn comes away for Quincy. Bounce pass ahead of Clay. Clay with great hands. Give Longcore the assist, but give Clay the key there because he reached out, kept his eye on the ball, and brought it back before trying to reach and let it go. Sometimes you take your eyes off that ball.
Great hand, great balance, and then the finish.
Clay with a basket in there. Good job there. Timeout taken by Belleville West as the second quarter opened up with the Maroon with 2, and it tied it at 16. Devils went off on 12 straight points, lead 28-16. Nice job by the Devils.
Well, it starts with the defensive end. You get your hands on the ball or you get the long rebounds, and then push it out. And that's one thing Dom Clay does very well. When that rebound is a long rebound, he gets out and finishes about as well as anybody on the Blue Devils.
Hey, I need to shout out to John McPherson as well. John, I saw him on the trails yesterday. He was walking, I was biking. And after I flew by him, I heard a shout out, are you guys covering the game tonight? And I said, tonight? And he goes, I mean tomorrow night. And I said, yes, I am. We are. Audio only. And so a shout out to John McPherson. Of course, another one of those good St. Dominic Dolphins, class of 76, I believe. 3:53 left in the first half. Devils with that run of 12 points have taken the lead 28-16 so far in this one. Stick around at halftime. We'll try to get you stuff from around the state. We'll talk about the girls and their finals here coming up this weekend. Some games there that were of interest. Alton did lose by 2. We thought they might make a run, and after O'Fallon won last year, the girls, it might be Alton this year.
Well, they played Normal Community, and Normal Community has been very, very good all year long. I knew that was going to be a battle.
Coming out of the timeout, Hankins, Liddell, Scott, Bird, and then inside Bird has it now. He kicks it back out at 15, and Liddell with the shot. It looked like that was going out top, and Liddell took it at the free throw line and scored.
You can't let him shoot for 15. You got to push him out to the three-point line, and put a better hand in his face.
BL3 from the top of the key, good. BL3 came around the screen and just as smooth as you can have it, pulls up for the J.
He's looking very comfortable in the offensive end.
The Devils on their defensive side, Cameron Wires, Clay, Sprick, Loncourt, and Thomas as we approach 3 minutes left in the first half. Top of the key, Liddell. Thomas on him. Brings it, spins, steps, shoots, comes up short. Thomas gets the rebound.
Once again, good job by Keyshawn on the defensive end on the block.
Down the right side to Clay. Clay looked in the corner, but it wasn't there. Loncourt now, he'll pull up from 15, and he'll get that touch again. Bradley is looking for his shot, and I'm going to tell you what, nobody's double-teamed him tonight, so he's got one-on-one, and when you go one-on-one with Bradley, he's in control.
Well, he did a good job that time of getting the defender on his back, getting up to the elbow, and then finishing it off.
2:25 left in the first half. Devils now by 15, 33-18. Marshall steps back, long range, no good. Rebound, BL3. Bradley flashed in for that rebound. Hankins will pick him up. Hesitation, pull back, 18-footer. And you're either sticking the shots or you're sticking it between the rim and the backboard.
Put some air in the ball, that would have went in.
Exactly, he got stuck right between the rim and the backboard. That is a jump ball. And it should be a jump so on the alternate possession. Now, that does not go to the defense automatically, does it? It used to always be a jump.
I don't know.
We'll check that. You make the call. We'll find out on that one. 2 minutes left in the half.
I never was very good looking at those officiating books, so I don't know.
I knew him quite well. Things have changed, though, a little bit in the last 30, 40 years. Top the key. Lacey, hesitation, hands it off. Scott steps in for a 16-footer. Nice shot by Scott. Scott got the defense up in the air and hit the bucket. Cameron Wires comes down on the left side with Scott on him. Starts to make a drive, backs it out. He'll send it to Clay. Dom has Lacey on him, man-to-man. Both teams playing man-to-man in this first half.
Well, let's be patient here. You got 1:27 left. Pull the ball out, make them come out and guard you. Backdoor stuff, passing cut. Feed Keyshawn underneath the basket, for an easy bucket. Let's just get a good look now. I'm not worried about getting the last shot.
Timeout taken with 1:27 left in the first half. 33-20 Devils with the lead, and Jiffy Stop's Take and Bake Pizzas, cheese and pepperoni with self-rising crust. They're normally $7.99, but only $4.99 with a Fast Rewards card. And that Fast Reward card gives you the in on all the great promos offered each week. It's the Take and Bake Pizzas. They can be found at 28th and Broadway and 24th and State in Quincy. Also Barry, Pittsfield, Griggsville, Pleasant Hill, and Jacksonville. And as we mentioned earlier, Pleasant Hill and Jacksonville still with the hot and ready pizzas by the slice or the whole. Get to one of your favorite Jiffy Stops today for the Take and Bake.
Whoa,
and your
we got something going on now.
We've got a foul, and then we've got a little pushing going on. Let's see how they figure this one out. We got a technical.
We got a T against Belleville West.
That'll be on Lacey.
Yeah, he went into BL3. BL3 took the ball up top. He got into him, pushed him, and then BL3 just kind of moved the ball away, gave it to the ref. And
for Lacey, it was his second foul. Then the technical gives him a third foul. So Lacey quickly with 3 fouls. 2 on the team on that side. Loncourt hits the first free throw. He'll have one more, so it should be 2 free throws, and then the ball out for the Devils since they were not on the 5th foul. It is the 3rd team foul in the second quarter against West.
We got to keep our head now. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that Belleville West is going to start getting into us. Keep your head, make your play, do your job, and, take care of the basketball.
35-20, Devils back up by 15, have the basketball with 1:20 left in the first half. Man-to-man, Lacey comes out on Loncourt. Loncourt, a couple hesitations. And a great cut to the basket. Keyshawn missed it, but then here comes Cameron Wires flying down from the left corner, and he gets the putback. I thought that was a great enough play with the roll and Thomas, but it bounced one extra time, and no one picked up Cameron Wires.
Once again, BL3 making the proper decision, when he's got the ball in his hands.
Hankins with the basketball, and the shot no good. Loncourt has it in the half-court set. We bounce it inside. We tried to go into Brown. Traffic and spacing was a little tight down there. The steal with less than a minute left now. Lacey goes to the hole. Lacey misses the shot, and Keyshawn will be called. Keyshawn trying to play some good D. It'll be his second foul and the second of the second quarter. So if you're playing the lottery, play 2-2-2. 39.1 left in the first half.
And Keyshawn will be sitting for the last 39.1, but that's all right. He's done more than his job, first half here.
Lacey will go to the line to shoot two as Mark Louthan waits on the sideline. He'll come in for Keyshawn. And at least, I tell you what, when you're making those fouls like that, foul to bring an arm down, and if you don't let the guy score, you put him at the line with the possibility of him missing one.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. That's the mindset that the Blue Devils have to get in going forward, because if we have Moline or normal community in Pekin, which, right now I feel kind of comfortable about it, but still, it's going to be a bloodbath up there, and we're going to have to play hard. 2
free throws by Lacey. Here come the Devils. Wires all the way to the hole. Scores! And do they call the charge, or is it and one?
I have no idea. I believe
it's count the basket.
Count the basket, all right.
Cameron Wires gets it. He went strong on a 2-on-1. Nobody was going to pick him up, and the man who did pick him up was late getting there. And so Wires has a chance at the and one.
I almost thought that was a charge, just looking at it and whatnot, but, good aggressive move by Cameron.
Foul was called on David Marshall Jr., his first, fourth against the Maroons with 34.3 left.
And that's another one of those to where you pull up and do, catch, shoot, and do that little 5-footer, 7-footer, on the side. But, gosh.
Cameron with a good move, just like the last offensive rebound I'm putting back. He gets the three-point play, and we played three-quarter court 1-2-2.
I think it must run in the blood.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Very aggressive.
Down to 20 seconds left. Looks like Belleville West. They'll go, now we've doubles. Now they're dropping back in the 1-2-2.
Yeah, 1-2-2 now. For the last possession, which is good. Make them shoot the outside shot, not get inside.
Hankins back to the top. Scott, and it's a steal by Clay. Dom Clay
rebound.
And Dom is getting fouled. And Dom was going to throw that one down.
Well,
so he got twisted right away and grabbed. It wasn't intentional. It was after the ball.
Now,
for Scott, it'll be his second.
Well, to be honest, when you're up 40-22, go ahead and try to throw it down, like that to finish off the half. But close ball game, lay it in, get the three-point play, and go from there.
You know my thought on that? I'll give him style points when we're up 18, but I still would rather have the 2 points. Dom Clay gets the first one.
He'll get him now. We're good.
Foul was called against Scott. It was his second. More importantly, the fifth foul. It's only 4.4 seconds left, though. BL3 is going to get a break. Sprick comes back in. So Sprick and Louthan and Wires are waiting as Camden Brown sits in the lane. Dom hits his second free throw, 2 for 2. Nice steal there. 42-22. Half-court shot. And over and back. So with 1 second exactly and up 20, Devils have one more chance, and Loncourt is going to come in for Sprick. So we're going to look for a shot.
Well, yeah, definitely. Got to do that. You got to be aggressive in this ball game.
Hey, let's shout out to Mike Pettit there. He asked me about tonight. So he's listening there somewhere. There's Loncourt. Loncourt, the runner. And he banks it in from 3-point. The runner at the buzzer. And it's a bank shot. Count it. And the Devils go up 45-22 at the half.
Very dominating performance for the Blue Devils tonight. After a tough O'Fallon game, after a tough Alton game, tonight they've come out and, they've displayed their defense. Hold this team to 22 points after they scored 58 on Alton. Great job on the defensive end, and it's turned into not easy offense, but better offense.
And we're at the halftime of the 4A Pekin Sectional in O'Fallon. It's your Blue Devils 45. And I keep wanting to say O'Fallon since we're in O'Fallon, but the Belleville West Maroons 22. It's Wellman and Pettit, and it's mechasportsco.com.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Illinois knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Illinois needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
And back here at halftime at O'Fallon, and that was one of our better halves, especially, Coach, after we picked it up. We had a good first quarter, and after one quarter, we were up 16-14. Once we gave the first basket up of the second quarter to tie it at 16, then the Devils ratcheted up at a 12-point run, and that built up the 28-16 lead and continued to push on. And after being up 15, 37-22, the Devils got the and one. And, of course, that came from Cameron Wires on that play. 2 free throws and then a three-pointer. The running three-pointer,
yep.
Steve Spanich used to do that in our class. For those who know Steve Spanich, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. One leg in the air at the three-point line, off the glass, at the buzzer. You can't write it any better than that.
Well, yeah, and I'll tell you what, the Blue Devils defensively, in the second quarter, giving up only 6 points, 8 points, in the second quarter, it's that's what they've hung their hat on all year when they've, ratcheted it down, and got on the defensive end, deflections, and then taking that and going down and getting easy looks in the basket, or, driving to the, the lane, and then the easy kickouts. BL3 had a couple of those. So, it's one thing, getting the defensive rebounds, pushing the ball out. Blue Devils look like a team that can make a run in the IHSA playoffs.
Playing very well there on all ends, and starts on the defensive end here. And, of course, the coach's comments in the pregame. You just heard what Coach had to say. And, of course, our coach's comment sponsor. Hey, it's QHS Honda. Let's hear from them.
We're putting the fun back in refund here at QHS Honda in Quincy. It's that time of year to put your tax refund to good use with a new vehicle. We have the area's best selection of new Hondas and pre-owned vehicles for every budget. Plus, our Fresh Start program can get you approved regardless of your credit situation. Put the fun back in your refund at QHS Honda of Quincy on North 36th Street.
Indeed. Stop by there and see them. Jeff Kahn, and, of course, you can see Jason Buxman as well. He runs around. He's got all 4 of the QHS properties, the QHS Honda and Hyundai in Quincy. Of course, there's also QHS in Macomb and Monmouth as well, and those still use the QHS Country out there as well. So we've had a chance to see all them. It's our last trip here to the south, no matter what, because the winner of this game, if we're fortunate enough, will move to Pekin for the championship. The game after that is at ISU, and then it's to Champaign. And I'm not taking it ahead of myself. It's one game at a time. We've only played one half. We do have a 23-point lead, but if I'm in there talking to my players, guys, hey, great job, but we still have 16 minutes, and we've got to do the same thing because we have a very athletic team, as we mentioned, Alton, O'Fallon, the Southwestern Conference, a very tough team, and they're not going to go away that quick.
Well, and the thing I look at is, it's 0-0 going into the second half. You know what I mean? You guys got to start out, continue to do, what you've been doing, especially the second quarter. Not so much the first half because, I mean, or first quarter because you gave up 14 points. You're at a 56-point, run there. When the Blue Devils win, they're holding teams in the 40s. So the second quarter, we got to come out with that intensity on the defensive end. And if we do that, we'll stretch this 23-point lead out to a 30-point lead. And then the Blue Devils can, I don't want to say relax, but take it a little bit easy and then get ready for their next game on Friday night, in Pekin against either Moline or, we know how good Moline is, or a very good Normal Community Ironman team.
Indeed there. Oh, speaking of that, as you went into the state mode there, let's turn around and talk about the girls' action out there. In 4A for the girls, we mentioned Alton lost. The number 2 team, they lost to Waubonsie Valley. So Waubonsie Valley will play at 2 o'clock on Friday, and they will take on Nazareth Academy. Nazareth Academy was ranked number 4 as BL1 just stops out here. Nazareth Academy, number 4 team, they beat Homeward Flossmoor. The other game, it'll be at 3:45 right after that, and it's Palatine Frem who beat Batavia. They will play Loyola Academy, and Loyola Academy is the number 1 team right now. So you've got number 1 going against the number 9 team in the rankings, and then follow that up with the Waubonsie Valley team. They received votes, and they'll play Nazareth Academy. In 3A on Friday at 9:30. By the way, the 4A and 3A are the same time. On Friday, Hinsdale South will play Chatham Glenwood. I know Notre Dame's feeling this because they beat Highland earlier in the year. Excuse me. Chatham Glenwood, of course, beat Highland
by 1, or beat the Raiders by 1. Lady Raiders.
That's actually Raiders beat Highland, and then Raiders also beat Hinsdale South. And then the other game is Lincoln and Montini. They play at 11:15. That first game, by the way, is at 9:30 in the morning. Then 11:15 is Lincoln and Montini.
That's going to be a heck of a game.
Before we get to Friday, though, you've got Thursday.
Yep.
So if you're following this,
the semis, baby.
1A and 2A play on Thursday, and then basically the third-place game will be played at the end of the night. On Friday, it's 3A and 4A, with the last game being the third-place game. Then your championship games for 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all on Saturday. So now that you're with us there, on Thursday at 9:30 in the morning, 1A, Altamont will play Illini Bluffs. They'll follow with Okieville, who we saw at Notre Dame. Notre Dame beat Okieville. St. Betty or Beatty?
St. Bede.
There you go.
St. Bede.
And that is 11:15. Yep. And that's the 1A wrap up there. Then the 2A at 2 o'clock, Peoria Notre Dame. They beat Alleman. They're a good ball team. They're number 1, I believe.
Yep.
They play Regina Dominican. That game, of course, they're from Wilmette. And that's at 2 o'clock. And then at 3:45, Piatone and Nashville will wrap up.
And Nashville is a pretty good team down there also. So
Nashville beat Central Southeastern.
Yeah, that's going to be I tell you what, I think I could pick the 4, but I'm not going to do it tonight.
Should be some great games there. And, of course, they'll be coming up this weekend. You'll be able to follow them.
I'll wait till Friday after they play them on Thursday and let you know who
And
won.
I believe WGEM is they'll have all the video from the state on both weekends there, both women and men. They've got the rights to those as WGM's been there all those years for the postseason there. Back in the postseason 30 years ago, Ron Kinshirf and Tim Kinshirf would go up and do the entire slate of games on radio, even when we had nobody in it. That's the commitment WTD used to make, was they would broadcast every single game that was up there. Now that, I'll tell you, we've done some games. We did 3 in a row on a day. I did 8 in a week or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That can wear you out pretty darn quick, and the vocal cords go.
Well, especially with the drive time, the extra, because, you driving from Champagne's, 2:45, and then you got 2:45 going back, plus, hour or so setting up, and then hour or so afterwards getting stuff, done.
Those aren't the key, though. Those guys would go to the site and would sit there for the entire 8 games or whatever it was in a day and do every one.
I can't sit that long.
I know, that was amazing.
I'm too old.
I commend them. I'm going to tell you what. Junior and his brother did to sit there that long.
I'll tell you what.
And I think Moyers did that back in the day as well. So we're ready to start the second half out. Hope you enjoyed halftime there.
Well, let's just have a good, 2-3 minutes, start this, third quarter, and I think we'll be able to put it away.
And speaking of Moyers, let's do a shout-out to Jeff Dorsey, Mike Moyers, and Steve Bowl. Of course, guys that helped us along the way. And quality there. Sam Kuhlman shot us a message from Chicago the other night. He enjoyed the broadcast. Thank you, Sam.
And if anybody else has some messages, please shoot them out. We'll say, hey, listen to the games. Hopefully we'll be in Pekin on Friday night, which I think we will. So please listen in.
And, of course, Kelly Stepaski asked me as well, so shout out to Kelly. And I actually heard from Mike Cochran, you Blue Devils, listen to that, 1977, Mike Cochran, he got a hold of me from Florida today. He is listening tonight. So, Shemp, hope all's going well down there. Second half is ready to go, and the Devils will have the ball. Wires, Longcore, Brown, Sprick, and Thomas. They'll work left to right on your dial. On the other side for the Maroons, Lacey still goes out there along with Scott. Liddell, inside Bird. Here's a turnaround and a shot. Good, strong move. Brown missed it. Brown got the rebound, then lost it to Lacey.
Like the set, though. Camden got down low, set up low, went up, just missed a shot.
Hankins hands it off. Here's Lacey with a shot off the left side. Good. Lacey with just a little pull-up from around 12 to 15. He gets the first of the second half, and here comes the Maroons. Going to put some pressure on the Devils.
Well, you knew that was going to happen with their small athletic team. So, we got to handle the pressure, get in our sets, and get good looks.
Ball on the left side of Brown goes down in the short corner. Keyshawn.
There we go.
Keyshawn turns around, shot no good. Coming in for the rebound is Liddell.
A little bit too quick there for Keyshawn. Take your time.
In transition, Liddell has the ball. Takes it down to the right corner. Worked against Sprick. Sprick stopped him. Lacey back to the top, quickly left side, Bird.
Good defense by Keyshawn closing out.
Devils staying in that man-to-man. At the top, Lacey has the ball 35 feet from the basket with a dribble to the left side. Hands to Liddell. Again, these teams all do that 5 on the perimeter.
Good challenge, good rebound, good box
Bird's three-pointer was no good, and Keyshawn Thomas with another rebound.
Well, it was the other 3 guys that was blocking out that gave Keyshawn the easy rebound.
Longcore stopped at 14. Went to the right side, quickly got the ball back. Sprick now has it off the left side. There's them pink and lime yellow shoes on the Maroons. Keyshawn into the right corner. Camden brings it out high. Pulls out. No, he goes ahead with a cutting Keyshawn to the basket. Keyshawn got caught with a little bump under the basket by Liddell, and he hit the bottom of the basket. Maroons came the other way and missed the shot inside, only because of great defense. And now Liddell comes down as a trailer, and he hits a 3 from about 24 feet. Coach Douglas wants to talk about it.
Well, and, we haven't scored here in the third quarter. We're still at 45. They've gotten – I thought that was a 3.
I thought it was, too.
I thought they had 5, so I was thinking they'd be at 27. But still, the Blue Devils have run their stuff, gotten good looks underneath the basket, and they've had 3 point-blank shots that have not went in. Keep doing what you're supposed to do, and ratchet the defense up a little bit. That's me. Defense wins ships.
I'm still confused too, Coach, because he was definitely 2 or 3 feet behind the three-point line.
Oh, yeah.
When he took the shot, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
I knew it. So
yeah, it had to be.
5 straight points there
in
the first 2 minutes.
The officials aren't that blind, so.
Indeed. 6:01 left, and here comes full court pressure. Devils in the back court. Pass out to Longcore in the front court. Longcore stops. 6-8-footer. Good. Bradley Longcore let the whole group take off and fly by him, and he hits the J.
Once again, that's another thing that he's picked up during this year. That little, stop, little 10-footer, on the fast break. Very nice addition to his repertoire.
He had 17 or 18 in the first half, and here we go. Same spot that Longcore stuck the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Lacey sticks it this time.
Exact same spot. That one was from top of the key, though.
17 in the first half, unofficial, or 18, and 2 already in this quarter, so 19 or 20 for Longcore. Still trying to get my first quarter numbers in line there as I was putting stuff on the wrong side, starting this one off. 47-27, Devils the lead, and here is a lazy, dumb move here. Liddell's out there walking. You got 2 Maroons there. He's talking to him, ready to make a pass, and he travels. No pressure on him.
Well, we're 2.5 minutes here in the third quarter, and we've played, about even here. So, that's a good sign for the Blue Devils here finishing this game off.
And, of course, the fans in front of us trying to get their guys going. So you'll see some heads up here, but you'll still see the scoreboard. You won't see the action down there. That is an NHS and FHS and IHSA rights. Devils in the half court, set up by 20.
Well, Keyshawn trying to post up, couldn't quite get position.
So Longcore pulls up for the shot inside the arc on the right side, no good. Here comes Belleville West. In transition, Hankins hands it off. The southpaw shot no good, and that was Scott with the three from the left side. Another rebound by Keyshawn, and we talked about how important it was for him on the boards tonight.
Well, he's got to be double digits so far because, I mean, he's gotten darn near every rebound for the Blue Devils here in the third quarter.
Sure seems like that. Wires comes to the right side with a dribble. He gets a screen out the top from Keyshawn. Keyshawn was open, but Wires had to bounce out as the defense hedged him out a little bit. And Tyler Sprick, the ball's passed behind him a little bit. He goes to grab it, and he dribbles it out of bounds, so turnover by the Devils.
Well, once again, you have patience. You got Ralph dribbling the ball down to Sprick down in the corner, basically handing it off to him. You dribble at him in the corner, he should go back door.
4:25 left in the third quarter. Still 47-27. Maroons with the basketball. Marshall, left side. Liddell back to the top of the key. Bird back to the left side. Hankins. He takes it down to Liddell, who wants to work against Thomas. Thomas doing a good job. Ball hit the floor for a second. Sprick went after it. Ball to the right side in the corner. Marshall had it taken away.
Good defense by BL3.
Bradley across the timeline now. Behind the back, into the left corner. Ralph Wires, he's going to go all the hole, drives in, and nobody was there, and a good seal. I couldn't tell if that was Brown or Sprick on the baseline.
Good ball movement by the Blue Devils on a transition offense possession.
Wires with the basket. He had 8 in the first half. He's got 10. Inside 4 minutes, third quarter. Marshall from the right side. He's going to pull up from 23. And it was almost like a settle. I'm going to settle for that shot. Nobody was moving. Keyshawn had the rebound, but here's one of those steals and a foul on the Blue Devils. And again, we get a great job and get the rebound. Then we make a lazy pass 85 feet from the basket and then commit a foul, and Bird's back to the line to shoot 2.
It's one of those things. Keyshawn, hold on the ball. They're not going to take it from you. Let your guard come and get it. I mean, you're up 22 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Run your stuff, play this game out and finish it. I mean, right now, it's closing time. Like I talked to, Coach about before, it's closing time right now, in the third quarter.
Keyshawn gets called for the foul. It's his third, first on either team in the second half, as we played 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Free throws are good. Bird hits both free throws.
Been a pretty clean physical game tonight.
49-29, and a foul or something here at the baseline. The official's going to talk to the other official, is down there. I'm not sure what Cross did. He just came in the game. He wears number 3. So Cross is in there. Hankins stays in there, and Marshall. They're all in the back court. Not in the front court. Liddell waits. And, of course, in our lime-colored bright yellow, that's Cross in those. How can I not tell who that was? Probably hasn't been in as much.
No.
But the shoes, when they're out there, you know them. Here's full court pressure coming from the Maroons. Devils have the basketball. Pressure on Longcore. He gets out to Wires. Wires makes a turn. Devils got an advantage. A bounce pass inside. Sprick gets knocked over and bumped away.
Knocked down, not knocked
but
over.
But a double dribble. Liddell had stolen the ball and put that dribble down once. So many people do that and don't realize it. And then as soon as he picked it up, he looked and was ready to head down court, and he put the second dribble, and the official was on top of it. Devils ball. You, of course, the student section in front of us disagree with that. Box out of bounds play for the Devils. Sprick comes all the way out top. Longcore from 25 feet. Whoa, that would have been a nice dagger.
Line right there, baby.
There was nothing wrong with that shot either. Here comes Bird in transition to Liddell. Liddell hands off to Hankins, indeed. Hankins hesitation, takes it all the way home. Hankins with a good move on Wires. He just backed Ralph in with a little spin move. Right back to full court pressure. And there's a steal. And Liddell goes in, gets the steal, back to his basket, does a reverse. It goes in, and he'll have a chance at an and one for Liddell.
Just what you didn't want to see. 2 turnovers in a row, 2 easy baskets for Belleville West. I mean, we're down with 16, 2:49 to go in the third.
Foul was called on Camden Brown. His second foul. Second of the third quarter, so 2 on the Devils. Lydell's free throw stays in and goes. He's got a conventional 3 and an and 1.
We got a foul.
More importantly, it's a 5-point run. Check that, a 7-point run.
Oh, they didn't call the foul on that one. Keyshawn
2:49.
and number 11 got tangled up, and they both went to the floor. You know, I thought
Hankins was the other one.
Yeah, Hankins had it, yeah.
Well, it's a nice job of letting the officials not call that, or like we saw that one game, starting the game off with a double foul or a double technical early, and I thought, you just step in and say, guys, we're not going to start this early. And, of course, right now we're 2:49 left in the third.
Well, this is a big possession for the Blue Devils. We need to go down and run a good look. You know, maybe even take some time off the clock, be patient.
Don Clay came into the game. Don Clay almost traveled, gets it out to BL3. Bounces inside. Keyshawn, strong move. BL3 gets the assist and give Keyshawn the basket. His first since way back in the first quarter.
Well, BL3 and Keyshawn going 2-on-1. I'll take our looks all day long with that.
Belleville West, Liddell will hand it off at the top. Hankins comes back to Liddell. They get the switch. Bird, again, all in the perimeter. Almost a travel there. Hankins 3, no good. Keyshawn with another rebound.
Tough shot, good defense by the Devils.
Bradley Longcourt down the right side. Getting bumped 2 or 3 times. Hankins will finally be called for the foul. His first of the ball game and the first of the third quarter for the Maroons.
We got wires in for wires. We ain't gonna lose a whole lot.
Wire to wire there. 2:11 left in the third quarter. 51-34 Devils. Top of the key, Sprick after the baseline pass came out to him. Left side, Clay. Keyshawn wants it. They go inside. Keyshawn spins from the short corner. Good move by Keyshawn. Keyshawn got the ball, looked left, spun right, all the way to the hole. Unanswered. Back up to 19 points from the Devils. Inside 2 minutes in the third.
Well, like I said before the game started, they don't have an answer for Keyshawn underneath the basket on the block.
Hankins 40 feet from the basket will bring it left. Keyshawn jumps on him now. Into the left corner, Marshall.
Good help by Sprick.
Brings it out front. Sprick did a good job there and had good position till the last moment when he reached in.
Yep.
Tyler Sprick will be called. It'll be his second on the Devils, their third in the third quarter. And it will be a shooting foul. Marshall was shooting. Marshall's got a bucket way back in the first. Has not scored since. 6 out of 8 for Belleville East in the first half from the charity stripe. So far in this one, 3 out of 3 until he misses that one. That's how you put that one in there. You wait until he misses it there. Marshall will have another one, though. Otherwise, they were 3 out of 3 and shooting pretty good from the charity stripe.
Well, and how many free throws have we shot? A ton.
You were going that. I'll have to take a count and get my take my shoes off to make sure I get a count.
Well, and, you know, that's the one thing the Blue Devils, they take the ball to the hole. They're very successful.
Keyshawn on that one kept the ball alive on the rebound so the Devils, after the missed free throw, could get it. He tipped it, slapped it against the board, kind of like Cardinal Ritter does so much. Sprick got the ball. We pushed it down court, and then Bradley threw it across court, and he split both the guys. So a turnover with 1:30 left in the third, still up by 19.
And, a turnover, if you want a turnover like that, they can't take it the other way and get an easy basket.
I'll agree with you there,
Dead ball turnover.
Lacey stops at the free throw line, gets it out. Baseline shot by Liddell, no good. Weak side rebound, Sprick doing the boards.
Nice box out.
Outlet pass to Wires. Cameron comes down, sets up on the left. Sprick. And a great pass as Sprick cutting to the basket. He cuts across in front. Then he finds Keyshawn down on the block for the easy bucket. Sprick gets the assist. Keyshawn gets his third straight.
Once again, the secondary transition on the offensive end, you know, Blue Devils have been excellent tonight.
Inside a minute, 50 seconds left, third quarter. Don Clay doing some good defense there. Back to the top. Liddell shoots. His shot, no good. Sprick got the rebound, but Sprick made the quick release, and he tried to go out. It was stolen right away by Hankins. And taking the basket was Lacey, I believe, on the weak side. That's what they do a good job of, is jumping after the made. In the left corner. No good by Cameron, and Keyshawn flies over in our bench. Couldn't catch up, so with 24.7, Devils 55, Maroons 36. Those are tough because you get a rebound, you want to kick it out. But the one place I don't like it kicked out is across the lane on your pass. I want to see it down to the wings or to the middle of the court, so you can get into fast break mode.
Well, if you get the offensive rebound, you catch it, you do a shot fake, get somebody up in the air, and you go right up into them, you're going to be shooting 2 free throws.
Down to 20 seconds left. Maroons have the basketball. Devils in there man-to-man. Way out there off the right side, Dom Clay. Liddell comes over for the screen. Hankins comes all the way across. Hankins all the way to the hole. Hankins misses. Liddell looked like he was going to go up and dunk it. Not quite of Jirell's talent, but he was still up there trying to dunk the ball. Last touch by the Devils.
Great job by Key coming out and hedging hard on the screen and guarding, to stop that drive.
Devils basketball. Actually, Liddell touched it. Here's Loncourt. Dribbles. 3 seconds. He pulls up, takes the three.
Ooh.
No good. And that was some good defense out there playing on him. And that was Jordan Lacey. But we have played 3 quarters in O'Fallon. It's the Pekin Sectional. And it's your Blue Devils 55 and the Maroons of Belleville West 36. Wellman and Pettit, MechaSportsCo.com.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Illinois knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Illinois needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Timeout taken there as we get ready here. Hey, we'll give a shout out to Mrs. Bruner. She is at Good Sam. She is listening tonight. And for those people that have not gotten the message, we have got the scoreboard and the rafters because the IHSA and the National Federation of High School Sports has the video rights. So we can shoot, and we like to shoot something there because we like to know we're on. And we start off the fourth quarter with Bradley Loncourt with a drive from the left side and in for a basket. I got no problem with that, Coach. When we can put a quick score up there and I'm not ready, it's all good.
Well, and we basically played them even in the third quarter. We up by 23 going in, up by 19 going, into the fourth. So played them basically even. I like what I see. We had 3 or 4 easy looks under the basket to where we could have stretched the lead out.
Here we are, right side. Shot taken by Lacey. No good for 3. Inside, rebounds on the floor. And so are the Devils. Last touch on the basketball was a Maroon. That was Scott. So Devils get the basketball. 57-36 with the lead and full court pressure coming.
Well, and be honest with you, the 50-50 balls tonight, the Blue Devils have won.
Cameron Wires, Tyler Sprigg, Bradley Loncourt the third. Dom Clay off the right side and Keyshawn Thomas inside.
Good patience by Dom.
Devils working to the right. Cameron's now 35 feet off the left side. Dom Clay, backjack BL3 with dribbles, hesitates again, goes to the hole, scores, and BL3 is fouled. And he's got the and one coming. Boy, I'll tell you what, we talked about the last couple games where double teams were coming, lots of hands. Tonight they're trying to go one-on-one. It ain't happening.
No, not at all.
One-on-one on the defensive side. It is happening on our side.
Well, you've got to take the ball out of BL3's hands because obviously he's, I would say, the primary ball handler, if not the primary ball handler, 1A. And he makes such good decisions when he has the ball in his hands, you've got to get it out of his hands if you're going to have a chance against the Blue Devils because he's either going to score or make a good pass.
Timeout after the Devils score the first 5 points of the quarter, 7-10 left in this one. I was double-checking that foul up there. They had number 2 on Lacey. I already had him for 3, so we'll double-check that. But it is the first of the fourth quarter against the Maroons. Hey, and you heard us talking about the take and bake pizzas at Jiffy Stops. Normally $7.99, but if you've got the Fast Rewards card, it's $4.99, folks. All you got to do is get the Fast Reward cards and stay up with all the ends for the Greatly Weekly promos at the Jiffy Stops. You can get them at 28th and Broadway and 24th and State in Quincy, or you can stop by Barry, Griggsville, Pleasant Hill, Jacksonville, and Pittsfield. And if you stop by Pleasant Hill or Jacksonville, you can still get the hot and ready pizzas by the slice or the whole pizza. Fast Rewards, take and bake pizzas, and Jiffy Stop. Here we go, back to action here with 7 minutes. Maroons have the basketball.
Ooh.
Dom Clay with a steal. And Dom Clay started to head out. He made a pass out to Cameron. There was a foul. Otherwise, Cameron was going to go coast to coast on that one.
Well, he comes up a little gimpy. That's the only thing I worried about. I think he caught a knee to the knee right there.
Those are no fun.
No, not at all.
Foul was called on the other side. Cross. Nope, check that. That is actually on Lacey. Now they caught up with me, and Lacey now has 3. So they must not have done something with that technical foul, Coach, that he got early. It should have been a personal as well. In the right corner, Tyler Sprick. He started to make a drive, decides not to. Back to the top. Cameron Wires, left corner. Dom Clay for 3. No good. And it bounces over the backboard out of bounds. Keyshawn does get it. Takes it back in for a reverse layup, but the ball was out of bounds.
Well, that's a good look. You're driving the ball, you get the ball to the lane, then you kick it out for the wide open 3 that you're stepping into. I'll take that all day long with Dom Clay shooting it.
Devils back man-to-man on defense. Hankins at the top. His southpaw 3. No good.
Oh.
Lydell flies in there, caught the ball and had it held in his hand for a second, but he missed the putback. And coming out of the pile now is Cameron Wires for the Devils. 3-on-1.
Oh.
Keyshawn misses. Dom Clay, though, has a tip. Dom Clay reaches out with his right hand, misses the tip, then gets both hands on it, and Dom gets the putback.
Good hustle by Dom Clay to follow up Keyshawn because he was being challenged. Dom wasn't.
7-0 for the Devils so far in this quarter. Shot from the right side, no good. Lydell missed it. Cameron Wires comes away with the rebound. In transition, Dom Clay, 23 from the left side, no good. Long rebound, Keyshawn Thomas. Thomas just racking up the rebounds tonight.
Rebound number 18. Well, no.
Oh, it's up there. I would say close to about 13 or 14 right now. Keyshawn gets the ball inside.
Good
Here's
pass.
a cut. Give Keyshawn an assist now as Cameron Wires makes another nice cut, his 3rd of the ball game. And he had the putback on the 1. And Coach Schobert would like to talk about it on the other side with 5:31 left. His team is down 64-36. This is the Blue Devil basketball team. I'll tell you, we talked about number 2 and 7 opening up the first round. This is the 2-7. So after 7 beats Collinsville, then we get them. And I'll tell you, I think we've learned from the last 2 games, very close games, how to handle a team like this.
Well, what you want to do is to keep getting better each and every game. I mean, this is a 7-game stretch, is the way you got to look at it. And, the first 2 games, first game, I'm going to be honest with you, we got lucky to get out of that sucker. You know what I mean? Game number 2, we played a lot better against a better team, in O'Fallon, and end up putting them away in the 4th quarter. Tonight, after the first quarter, I think we've shown that we are, in that top echelon, of teams, in the state of Illinois in 4A.
Well, Coach, you talked about it. First quarter, 16-14. We have a lead by 2. Give up the first basket of the second quarter. Then the Devils went on a 12-point run, built up a 12-point lead. At the end of the quarter, they went on another 8-point run. And at the half, we're up 45-22, up by 23. Doubling +1.
Well, what I'm looking at is, after they scored that first basket, they had 16. Since the beginning of the second quarter, we've given them 20 points in 2+ quarters. So that's Blue Devil defense at its best.
Belleville basketball on the left side. Loncourt wanted a traveling call as Cross did a little dance music out there. Over to the right side, he's just going to hand it off to Liddell. Devils still staying in their man-to-man. There's a backdoor cut, taking it to the hole, and a nice move all the way to the hole. Brandon Scott, he's got 6 on the night, and that breaks the 9-point run to start the quarter off from the Devils.
Well, I would say spread the floor, make sure you're passing the ball, backdoor cuts, get the ball to the hole, and finish at the hole and get the 3-point old-fashioned way.
Bradley Loncourt went through 2 of the Maroons, kicked it in the left corner to Sprick. Devils bring it back out.
Get it into Keyshawn. Let him go to work.
Patience, too, right now.
Yep.
You've got the clock on your side. Wires takes a drive, goes to Keyshawn. Keyshawn kicks it back out to the left side. And Dom Clay misses the 3 just off the front.
That's all right. Great extra pass.
Indeed, Keyshawn had it down low, just didn't see it, and taken it to the hole. We got a Devils foul out here. I thought Brandon Scott was going to the hole. They'll say it was on the floor. Cameron Wires will be called for his first foul. Devils first of the fourth quarter. Check that, second of the fourth quarter.
And Keyshawn's getting a well-deserved break right here with 4:27 to go in the fourth.
64-38. Halfway through almost of the last quarter. Driving, inside, shot, good. And Mark Louthan, who just checked in. I'll tell you, Scott got a lot of banging from the offensive side, but he did it out front where I don't think anybody could see it. And Louthan commits the foul for Mark. It's his first.
That's the one thing different. You know, Louthan, love him. You know what I mean? But if Keyshawn's standing there, he's bouncing off of him going the other way.
And on that, by the way, that was the second foul for us. I looked at the wrong side, so both teams are tied at 2 apiece.
Good box.
Sprick gets the rebound. Tyler's got to be up there near double digits in rebounds as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was going to say 9 or 10, right around in there.
Longcourt comes around the side. He's got Hankins on him. Into the corner. Dom Clay's going to try it from the right side. Good from 3. Dom didn't like the first couple from the left side, so he went down to the right corner, and he drills it.
And once again, a good decision by Dom. You know, BL3 got it to the lane, kicked it out, wide open look.
Marshall gets a pass and turns with 8 foot and gets a nice little shot there. Pass almost went right by him. With that score, 67-42. Devils still with a lead. Double team coming. Way over there. Cameron got up to get it in the left corner. Out to Sprick now. He's 35 feet off the left wing.
And I think we'll be making the trip to Pekin.
Here's Longcourt. Stops for 3. Good. BL3 just let the defense fall behind him. And then nothing but smoothness from that 3. 70-42. Hey, another shout out there to Ted Wolf. He took a whole bunch of guys down to Arizona. He's got the only shout out, but he was going to try to come here tonight from Springfield. I talked to him a little earlier today.
Pekin to be a little closer.
Indeed it will. Mark Louthan's going to commit his second foul, third team foul for the Devils. Substitutions coming the other side as well. Bird will come back in. Hankins will take a seat. Also Lacey will come in. And that'll take Cross making a seat. Lindell stays in the game. Marshall does too. And Lindell goes baseline and throws it down with 2 hands from the baseline. Boy, we just fell asleep on that inbounds. Full court pressure being applied as it has been most of the second half by the Maroons.
Yeah, and the Blue Devils are taking care of the basketball the second half with the pressure coming by Belleville West.
Isaiah Talton came into the ball game. So it is Cameron Wires, who's been in a lot for Ralph. Ralph had trouble with that thumb. And tell you, taping a thumb and trying to take care of a thumb's tough. Longcourt to the left, high post. Hands it off to Isaiah Talton. Talton tries to get inside. Talton, his shot off the glass and hits it.
Good strong move by Talton.
Talton got it a good angle, and I love when guys use the backboard at the 45. 72-44 inside 2:30. Back to the top, Liddell. He's got Louthan on him. Hands the ball to Lacey, pulls up for 17. Lacey no good. Dom Clay with a rebound. Here comes Dom running. Belleville S has got no gas. West all the way. Clay misses as he had the shot blocked up on the glass. Rebound, it was Louthan, but tipped off his hand, so it will be Blue Devil basketball on the baseline.
Well, Belleville West is, I don't know, giving up or whatever, but
it feels like it.
Once again, 28-point lead with 2:12 to go. They're not playing as hard as they were earlier in the game.
Indeed. It's hard to make those up, and it's hard to use that energy.
Yeah.
At the top, BL3.
Very tough.
Between the circles, 2 minutes left. Bradley steps back for 3. Ooh, off the back of the iron. In transition the other way, Marshall gets Talton on the baseline. Talton, good defense. Liddell gets inside. And Longcourt goes up, gets off his feet. Liddell misses the shot, but will go to the line to shoot 2. And Bradley, maybe the only mental mistake he did there, but I think he realized right away he went up, but he kept his hands straight up as well. That didn't matter.
I think it's time to get BL3 out the game so we don't twist an ankle or something like that for Friday night's ball game.
Good idea there, Coach. You got to think those things. Of course, you know, you can walk off a curb, too, and do those things.
Well, yeah, but
I always love that when it comes up. Liddell misses both. Wow, he's a little tired. Devils with the rebound. Longcourt is going to walk it up.
Well, he's played hard tonight.
Oh,
no
he
ifs,
has.
ands, or buts.
That's true there. Clay sets a screen for Longcore. Longcore off the right side. Bradley starts to make a drive. Bradley gets inside, gets pounded to the ground. One was a block.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of. He gets an open, breakaway layup, and somebody lays him out. You don't need him getting hurt right now.
Lazy pass out here is taken away. Liddell bounces it, but then trying to grab the ball is Scott, and he dribbles off the back of his foot. 3-on-1, hands it out to Louthan. Good job there, Martin. Check that, Dom Clay. Dom Clay on the left wing, flashing in, and BL3 gets the assist.
Well, I was waiting for the hammer down, hammer dunk there.
Didn't need it. All the way to the
Good
hole.
charge.
And Isaiah Talton tried to take the charge, I think a little late and a little under the basket. But other than that, one of the few Isaiahs we look for, or Isaiahs, now there'll be Isaiah.
Well, I had a flashback there, brother.
Oh, he did.
Taking the charge.
He did such a good job, Jeremiah did. First foul on Talton.
A dominating performance tonight by the Blue Devils. Friday night's going to be very, very good.
Scott makes the first free throw. He'll have one more for the Maroons. We'll try to get those scores for you here. Seth Rupert checking in the game. There's BL3 going to take a seat. And by the way, we have a great contingency. And as I say that, and also shout outs to DOB, Don O'Brien, and John Spring, I've got to get a picture of our stands over there. So thank you, Blue Devil fans, for rising on occasion. If I don't take it right off the bat, I get into the play-by-play call, and I can do many things, but taking pictures while I'm working about the call is another thing.
Well, me moving the camera, same thing.
Exactly. 2 on the free throws there by Scott. 74-46. Substitutions now. Moline's going to bring some guys in. Ricky Salmon comes in. Also Isaac Jones. They also bring in Deshaun Gage for the Devils. Cameron Wire stays in. Dom Clay, Mark Louthan, Seth Rupert just checked in, and Isaiah Talton. Inside 1 minute, Devils are going to move on here to the sectional final at Pekin this time. And we avenge here.
Well, now do we have to come back down here and play, or do we have to go to normal?
Actually, the trophy, when they get the trophy, you have to go to Collinsville to get your trophy from the Pekin sectional.
I want the Pekin Nets. That's what I want if I'm the Blue Devils.
And again, he's talking about the Nets at Pekin, not the softball team called the Pekin Nets.
Yeah, well,
in 30 seconds left.
I don't know.
There was one at some time, I believe. Inside 22 seconds, now 20. Devils just hanging on to the basketball. Yeah, the old na 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 na, hey hey hey. That was a big thing in the 70s. Of course, that was a song and played in many of the gymnasiums as we're down inside 10 seconds. Stick around in the postgame. We'll talk about this one. We'll also talk to Coach Douglas as here comes the final buzzer. And the semifinal is over here in O'Fallon. The Blue Devils 74, the Maroons of Belleville East 46, and the Devils with a 28-point victory.
Well, great job defensively. I don't want to say the last 3 quarters, probably the last 2.5, when they held them to probably 8 points, per quarter in that last 2.5 quarters. Great job of picking it up after the first, which I thought a little bit sloppy, but they came out, they got the ball to Keyshawn underneath, he kicked it out or scored, and BL3 came back and, he's picked it up after, 8 points the last 2 games. He basically doubled that output tonight.
Indeed, here as I try to get my scoring down. It'll be unofficial tonight because I'm doing some scrambling to get everything together there. And you talk about it, we went to Keyshawn early in the ball game. He got a couple buckets early, and then we didn't need him. He was rebounding, which that was a need for him. He was playing defense, and he was also passing the basketball. But then he came back in that third quarter with 3 buckets in a row, and that was a solid third quarter. We just kept building up the lead, got to the fourth quarter, and took another 9-point run into the fourth and got up 64-36 and coasted for this one.
Well, and what happened was they went to Keyshawn early, and then after going to Keyshawn, then they started doubling him. That opened up the drives, where we drive and kick, and then they went back third quarter, they played us pretty even. In fact, I think they outscored us in the third quarter.
Yeah, they did 14-10.
So, they went away from going down to Keyshawn and then kicking it out, working it inside out. And then the fourth quarter, they came back out, strangled them on the defensive end. Keyshawn owned the boards, and then, pushing the ball and the transition offense. Very, very good in the fourth quarter early.
Indeed, as the Devils pull this one away and win. They're 3-0 in the postseason. After one quarter, it was 16-14. Then we turned around at halftime, led 45-22. Third quarter, 55-36. I think that's my 6. It didn't look like maybe 34. And 74-46. As I have to look, there you go. On my other board, it was 36. 74-46 for the final here at O'Fallon in the semifinal of the Pekin Sectional.
Well, and, we've completed our 3-game road trip, in order to, beat the best Southwestern teams that they've had to offer us, and Belleville West, I'll be honest with you, they beat Collinsville, so you've got to throw them up there. Now, we're not going to get East St. Louis because they're 3A, but they're still going. So, it's going to be one of those things to where, gosh, these Blue Devils, if they play like they did tonight, it's going to be one heck of a game in Pekin.
Tough time to stop us here. We'll get those scores out here, but the final here, as we mentioned, 74-46. And, of course, the post-game show, of course, Coach's comments will be brought to you by Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai as we take a break here and get ready for post-game activity.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Illinois. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
And back here at O'Fallon as we get the crowd down there. We'll wait for Coach to come up here in a second in the post-game show. And we're going to break this down for you here, and I think, Coach, give me a little analysis here while I do a little more wrap-up as my final scoring. I know I'm going to miss some points, and I'm going to have to go home and check them out. It was early that I lost, but really a great defensive start tonight. But then once we got on the O, and I tell you, Bradley Longcore really showed if you're going to try to match him up one-on-one, you're not going to be able to win many nights.
Well, and, Bradley took care of the basketball. He didn't, be too aggressive on the offensive end. Took his shots when they came, but he also, probably had 6-7 assists tonight, making good pass. Well, I don't know about that because we missed, 4 or 5 layups that he passed on. But still, he makes those decisions, when he's in traffic and he's getting double teamed, that's a good sign for the Blue Devils.
Hey, let's go break down the scoring here. And I'm going to be off a couple points on each side. I missed 2 points in the first quarter on Belleville West. And I'll go back and listen to that one and pick that one up. And I haven't figured out where my 2 points are missing in the Devil lineup. But here's what I've got unofficially right now. Bradley Longcore with 26. That's going to be a give or take there, I think. You got 10 points both from Ralph Wires and 10. Ralph didn't play much later in the ball game. That thumb looked like it might have been a problem. 10 points also out of Keyshawn Thomas. That's in the first and third quarters. Dom Clay came off on the bench. He got 9. 7 of those in the fourth quarter. You go 7 points from Cameron Wires out here, 4 points from Tyler Sprick. We drop down to 2 points from Isaiah Talton, 2 from Rico, or check that, Mark Louthan. Wow, Rico, you almost got in the scoring column because you're right next to Mark Louthan. Mark got that score there. And 2 points out of Camden Brown. In the ball game but not scoring was Seth Rupert. And I believe that was the only other sub we snuck in on me at the end of the ball game. On the other side for Belleville West, they'll now fall to 19-14. And they were led in scoring 14 points from Miles Liddell. He could have had that other 2. We'll find out. 10 points out of Brandon Scott. 8 points from Jordan Lacey. And then 3 guys with 4. That's Nicholas Hankins Jr., also David Marshall Jr., so the juniors got a couple, and Dalen Bird. And we had multiple guys in late in the ball game. Just there, Gage came in the game. Salmon came into the game. Also Cross to make an appearance. So, and by the way, the Blue Devils are now 31-3. And that is some really hollow ground there, Coach, because there's only been 4 teams in the Blue Devil program to ever win 30 ball games.
Well, in history. Now we're talking 100-plus years here. First state championship was what, 32?
34.
34. That was close.
Yep, 31. They were 31-2 in 34.
Yep.
It took us all the way until 79, or second place, 32-1.
With Keith and the boys, and they got beat by B. Sur and Maine South.
That's right. We remember Brian Surrey went to Quincy College and was a good friend of Coach Pettit and I, and played on our Irmo basketball team, by the way. And don't tell those guys. Those guys will hate that. Well, 81, it was 33-0. And 82, it was 32-1. So we have joined the 34 team. And remember back then, and I think I shot you something earlier, we talked about
they didn't play that many games.
Well, we talked about the Billy Gay game too in the Super Sectional. That was March 14th. So the games, March Madness, really started in March.
Yep.
The regionals weren't played until March. Nowadays, of course, everything is played earlier. And part of that was when we had the 4-class systems and still split them up.
Oh, yeah.
Now we've got the girls all on weekend and the boys all on one weekend.
You used to have the quarterfinals on Friday night, and then they would play the semifinals in the morning, on Saturday, and then they would play the championship and third place game, Saturday night. So it used to be a 2-day ordeal, and having to play 3 games in 2 days. And I do have who the Blue Devils will be playing Friday night. The normal Ironman, 61, Moline 44.
Whoa, 17 points, so normal.
17-point win, by normal at Pekin tonight. So the normal community Ironman will be the Blue Devil adversary, Friday night.
And, of course, that will be the King is Dead, last year's champion. Moline will take it out in the first round of the sectional. Good season, though, for Sean Taylor and his group. Oh. And I think they're going to reload, too. A lot of guys coming back. We still got Taylor and Freeman coming back.
So they're going to be very, very good next year. I mean, Taylor's a load. Well, and he made the 2 free throws at the end of the game, to beat Bradley Bourbonnais. So, they're a very, very good team. They defend well. So normal to get 61 on them. That's a normal team. This is going to be fun on Friday night.
Friday at 7 o'clock, right, Coach? Is that a
yes?
I had to double check because
I believe so.
I know tomorrow night. Hey, by the way, bonus tomorrow night, folks, for Mecca Sports. You get bored. I am too, so I'm going to go out. I'm not bored for this reason. I want to go out and actually cover them. But tomorrow night, I'm going to go out and cover the John Wood Community College Trailblazers as they take on the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers. That game is 7:30, so I'll be on just before that. And I'll make the call for Brad Hoyt's squad on that. And then Saturday, it looks like we might have a game at home against ICC. And then I just found out if they win these 2 games, they will definitely have the home game next Wednesday, March 6th. Okay. That's an open date, so we've got it. If they lose, they might have to go on the road, but it'll be March 6th. So either way, next Wednesday, March 6th, when there's nothing going on with the IHSA, we'll be able to sneak in and catch Coach Hoyt there as well. So you would think I'd want to rest a little bit, but I had 3 days off for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so we're ready to get back into it. And I was not ready to go home. Neither were the Devils tonight as they put an impressive victory out here, 74-46, the final out here.
Well, and this is one of those games where, we've played better, each and every game. We've played 3 games down here, in very tough circumstances. I call them road games, down here in the Southwestern Conference. And, it's basically, we've got out of this gauntlet because we were probably supposed to be playing Collinsville tonight.
That's what everybody thought.
Yeah, and if you look at the rankings and all that kind of stuff, Belleville West, the hottest team in the Southwestern Conference, playing, the 5th or 6th ranked team, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're right behind normal. So, this was a good win tonight, a very good win against a very good ball club.
And the Devils get to go 3-2 on this floor. The girls went 2-2, lost the first game of the year to O'Fallon in the tournament here after being 2-0. Won the next one, beat the Belleville West, I believe, on that night. And then it finished up the season with a win here on the first game of the regional, lost against O'Fallon again. So the girls went 2-2. The Devils just made it 3-2 on the season on this floor. And hey, by the way, take and bake pizza, cheese and pepperoni with self-rising crust. Yes, take and bake pizza. Cheese and pepperoni with self-rising crust. You got to say it 3 times like location, location, location. One more time. Take and bake pizza, cheese and pepperoni with self-rising crust. Makes you hungry, doesn't it? Run to a Jiffy Stop right now. $7.99 normal, $4.99 if you've got your Fast Rewards card. And get your Fast Rewards card because they'll post just like we do with our games and everything else, they'll post the great weekly promos at the Jiffy Stops. You can find the Take and Bake pizzas at 24th and Broadway. Check that, 28th and Broadway. Also 24th and State and Quincy. Stop in at Barry, Pittsfield, Griggsville, and Pleasant Hill and Jacksonville. And Pleasant Hill and Jacksonville still have the hot and ready pizzas by the slice or the whole pizza. They're available in Pleasant Hill and Jacksonville locations. And as we said, Fast Rewards, Take and Bake pizzas, and Jiffy Stop. And by the way, you can't get a pizza at 3 till 11 in Pleasant Hill, but you can still get gas at 3 till 11. When Coach Pettit went through there the other night, running low, thank goodness for the Jiffy Stop in Pleasant Hill, as we got to get some gas. No pizza, though. They were already closing up, but we do appreciate all that. So, and we appreciate the Jiffy Stops. Peggy Kinehart, I believe, runs all those out there. And so good job out there, and nice job. And get out there for the Take and Bake pizzas. Basically, take it home and bake it. That's what you're trying to say here. That's a big thing these days. And for $4.99 with your Fast Rewards, sounds like a winner. And a winner here, Blue Devils. Good job out here. All right, Coach, we've been doing the MVP,
and really player of the game. I think this is no doubter, but
we saw some good stuff out of a lot of guys, and we always break it down for the great performances. Keyshawn, monster on the board tonight, 10 points, but definitely double digits. We had Cameron Wires come in to fill in for Ralph. Between him and Ralph, they had 17 points, which was key. But, boy, Bradley just handled the basketball so well. 26, unofficial. I'm going to be unofficial there because I got a feeling I'm off one or two, and maybe he had that 2 points that I missed there in the maybe second quarter or something like that. We'll get that out there, and I'll have the finals out here. But the final is 74-46. That's the most important final. The rest of the stuff, that's all your secondary, your personal goals. You know how with a team you always set your team goals, short and long term, and you set your personal goals. And you try to set your personal goals, but not superseding the team goal.
Well, and you know, the Ralph, you know, tonight was tremendous. You know, made good decisions with the basketball. You know, he had wide open threes. What, he hit 2 or 3 threes, if I'm not mistaken, 2. And but he had good takes to the basket. You know, he didn't throw the ball away, took care of the basketball. You know, when you have Ralph Wires and BL3 handling the basketball, Blue Devils tonight might have had 5-6 turnovers, you know, if I'm not mistaken.
A couple in a row, and that's when we had them, when we just kind of
but you know, not bad turnovers. You know what I mean? You know, fast break, wide open look, trying to hit the person in the corner, didn't quite get to the corner, you know, so, I mean, those are not bad turnovers. You know, when you're that one,
actually, we were open down in the corner. Actually, we had a guy and 2 guys open, and we threw it between both of them. But that, again, was expecting somebody to float into that corner.
Or, you know, whatever. But, you know, they did a great job tonight handling the basketball, handling the pressure, because Belleville West came out second half. You know, they were 1-2-2 full court and getting after it. And this is a team that, you know, they can get after it with being smaller and quicker, you know, and they were a very physical team. This is a senior team. You know, you had, 7 of the top 8 were seniors. You know, sophomores good-looking ball player, but, you know, this is a senior team. You know, they're going to go out with some pride, and they're going to play hard.
And they had a nice run here as they won 2 ball games in the regionals for the 7th seed, which, again, across the 4A, you're 7th or 14th. And the reason I say that, some of them in Chicago, they do not give your top 8 in 2 different brackets. They give you all 18. So of all
18,
the 7,
probably 26 of them, some of them, you know,
indeed.
It's like, oh my goodness.
But of all the 7 and 14 seeds, all of them but 2 did not make it this far. In fact, 3 of them won 1 ball game and then got exit stage right. The rest of them, nobody made it, and the only 2, Belleville West was here, and Rockton Hononegah made that other one. And
I think I know where they're at.
Somewhere up near.
They're about 5 miles from where I work.
There you go.
Well, with Mike Miller and that group up there.
Well, Coach taking off his headset there and checking out here our usual handoffs here to power up the Phantom Power. I love when Coach starts talking on that Phantom Power. You guys will get a kick out of that as Coach Douglas comes out here. No, we got you down so we can't hear a word, because when you hear you up, you go, can you hear me now? And Coach Douglas joins us now. Coach, I tell you, that was impressive. After we get to the first quarter, we're up 16-14. We tie it 16-16, and then we went on a run, and it was really from the defense and just overall that second, third, and fourth quarter. Boy, that's devil basketball.
It was fun. It was fun to watch our guys, get out there and compete from the start, not having to wake up in the second half and make something happen. But, really proud of them. The first quarter is a lot, at least a half of the first quarter. You're kind of getting a feel for each other. We're getting a feel for them, how they're going to play it, how the referee's going to call it, and then they're getting a feel for how we're going to play as well. And I thought we had a lot of that going back and forth in the first quarter. And second quarter, just really got out there, flat out competed defensively. Our guys were great. We didn't really make any changes from one quarter to the next. The biggest thing was just staying consistent to what we did. And I thought in the first quarter they knocked down a couple really highly contested shots that are tough shots for them, pull-up jumpers right inside the three-point line. I remember Brad contesting a shot with, 2 hands up in his face, and he knocks it down. And, you just hope that those shots aren't going to drop the rest of the game, and they didn't. Our guys stayed true to themselves defensively, contested most every shot that they had. This is a team that shoots the three ball really well at a high percentage, and we didn't allow them to get comfortable in what they wanted to do offensively. I thought that was a big piece.
Coach mentioned it. Ralph Wires really did a great job early in this ball game. Ralph went out a little later on with his thumb. We'll get an update on that, but hit a couple threes and really set the tone for us.
Yeah, no, Ralph was great, man. He's a competitor. Obviously dealing with the little thumb issue, but obviously it didn't hurt him enough to keep him from shooting tonight. But he's done a really good job of, and I think that's what a lot of athletes, younger athletes, need to see, is he's been smart about how he's gone about handling a thumb injury, and the one he has. I mean, you get one hit one way or the other, and it's going to be a pain.
Well, there is no easy thumb injury.
No,
because it's impossible
not.
To tape almost. It's a pain in the butt, And
and it's his strong hand too, and he's done everything that he can do to get it to where it's at. He's going to. I mean, every game he's probably going to deal with something with it, but. He was great tonight.
Before I send it over to Coach Pettit, once we got the ball in Bradley's hands, anybody scouting this game should realize if you're going to try to match up with Bradley Loncourt one-on-one, you're going to lose.
Right.
The last 2 opponents brought 2 guys at him, brought 3 guys at him. It seemed to work. Tonight, Bradley one-on-one, change of pace, change of direction, just the composure and pulling up for the J. Pretty smooth stuff tonight.
This was one of his best games all around. I mean, I thought how he guarded really set the tone to what he was going to do and how he was going to play on the offensive side of things. And that's been great to see that progression of him defensively. Obviously, watching him offense, oohs and ahs, he gets a lot of those. But I've been really proud of how he's attacked the defensive side of things. Playing the way he's played, he's given our team a lot of energy. And made a lot of huge plays tonight.
I thought defense and rebounding.
Yeah.
1K for your night, and you started with Keyshawn.
Yeah.
Underneath the basket. I thought first quarter you went to him. He either scored or kicked it out real well. Second quarter you kind of got away from it and got a little more wide open. Third quarter you went back to it.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, defense rebounding was huge, and this is a team that they send as many, if not more, guys to the glass than we've seen. In recent games and maybe all season. They're really aggressive on it. Liddell's a monster on the offensive glass. I thought we did a really good job of finding him and finding all of their guys. And, we mentioned it in practice the last couple of days is, listen, if we can be physical on our box outs, we're going to have opportunities in transition. If they're going to send 4 or 5 guys to the glass at times,
yep.
We're going to have, if we can get it and be smart about it, we can get opportunities in transition. I thought that was a big piece of what the second quarter brought.
Well, second and
for
third,
us. Right.
Both of those right there, and another guy, Tyler Sprick, rebounding. Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
and
he was
defense.
a monster. He was great. He was great for us there, and we're going to need it. When you're going up against one of the biggest teams in the state of Illinois, in Normal Community, we're going to have to up our level of toughness. Even from the way we played tonight, we still have another couple levels in us. So it's going to be a tough task, but I know this group's looking forward to it.
Well, you already know who the opponent was. We were just talking about that. We're going to share it, but you already had it there.
Yeah,
so, and it is again, we've watched some guard-laden lineups down here that are a little quicker. So we're going to a bigger lineup now.
Yeah, huge lineup.
Oh Lord!
But that's that's what you love about postseason play. I mean, you got to go through the best, and we've gone through some pretty dang good teams to get to this point. We're going to see the best one that we've seen, all postseason and maybe even all season long in normal community. But, again, I'll take this team against anybody and above anybody.
If you win that, it's going to get tough.
Right. Everyone you get is going to get tougher. So, we'll enjoy this one on the ride home. The players will. The coaches will start scouting and, putting together a game plan. Luckily, we have a couple days of practice to rest some guys and get a game plan going, but looking forward to it.
Sounds like a win there. Congratulations, Coach. They're all fun.
Stay healthy and, stay safe.
And they're really fun when you blow them out like this. That's a nice victory
here. We'll take another one of those Friday.
And that's Coach Douglas there. His comments are powered by Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai as we make our switches back out here to our other headset there. Thank you there, Coach, there. And by the way, Faith Family and Giving Back, we thank those guys all season long. Hey, guys, guess what? We're not done yet. Tomorrow night we're going to have John Wood take a break and go college action, and then Coach Pettit and I will be in Pekin Friday night, and it'll be the Ironmen, you heard him say it, from Normal, and they're a bigger team, so we need to watch out there and we need to be ready.
Well, I think Normal, if I'm not mistaken, because I think they go like 6'10", 6'8", 6'6", 6'4", 6'3". That's going to be a formidable big lineup, and I think the Cleveland kid, his brother was 2 years ago. This is the younger one that's now grown to 6'10", so it's going to be a physical matchup. It's going to be, I think the Blue Devils are going to have to put pressure on the ball, get out, deflections, and go. I don't think they want to get into a half-court slugfest with a team that big.
Indeed here, and of course, as coach on our post game, it was brought to you by Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai.
We're putting the fun back in refund here at Kunis Honda in Quincy. It's that time of year to put your tax refund to good use with a new vehicle. We have the area's best selection of new Hondas and pre-owned vehicles for every budget. Plus, our Fresh Start program can get you approved regardless of your credit situation. Put the fun back in your refund at Kunis Honda of Quincy on North 36th Street.
And thank you there to our sponsor there. Coach, I'll tell you, this has been a fun one tonight. Looking forward to Friday night. For those who, again, join us tomorrow night at 7:30, I'll be hanging out at John Wood covering that one against Lewis and Clark, but then back to the action on Friday night as we go to the sectional final in Pekin. It's actually,
maybe we're not coming down to St. Louis
I like
Friday
it down
night.
Here. We've enjoyed it down here in O'Fallon. Hey, thank you to Corey Patton and the athletic director here. He's done a great job out here. It's been a lot of fun. And thank you to the Blue Devil fans and faithful who got in their cars and filled up the other side.
Oh, my goodness.
I did get a picture tonight. I will post that first chance I get it to the Mecca Sports page on Facebook.
Once again, Quincy fans are the best in the nation. I'm sorry, we got the best teams in the nation. Quincy fans, the way they travel and the way they go and support their Blue Devils wherever they go, whether it's 5 hours away or whether it's 2 hours away. They come, they support. Great fan base.
I'm just over here singing to myself, Coach, since I can't play the song. Taking care of business every day. There you go, folks.
I was going to say it was closing time in third quarter tonight.
They closed it out, but it's still taking care of business. The Blue Devils will advance to the sectional final. It'll be in Pekin on Friday night. Wellman and Pettit will be there, and Mecca Sports will be as well. Last thoughts there, Coach?
See you Friday at Pekin. Let's go.
A little closer for Coach there from Rockford, too, so he's going to appreciate that as well. Coach, thank you very much for tonight. Thank you, the listeners out there tonight, and all those who also traveled down here to get the Devils to Friday night as they'll take on the number 1 seed, Normal Community, the Ironmen, and it'll be a tough one out there. 7 o'clock on Friday, and if that changes here, I'll give you a shout-out. For some reason, I got 7:30 in my head, but we'll go with that. But the final here at O'Fallon High School, the semifinal of the Pekin sectional, and every time I say that, it's a little confusing here. The Blue Devils, 74, the Maroons, 46, and you've been listening to Wellman and Pettit on MeccaSportsCo.com. Good night, everyone.